Another beautiful day in South Dakota. It's windy as crap. Not quite top-down weather, but, you know, it's in the 50s, so I'll take it. But let's go clock in. What's going on, YouTube? I hope you guys are having another fantastic Sunday and weekend for that matter. It's pretty nice here in South Dakota. We're not quite into mowing season yet. We're in full bore cleanup season, though we've been selling a ton of chainsaws lately. But we've been kind of getting prepared for the mowing season. So I wanted to talk to you guys today about the Honda HRX series mowers. The HRX and HRNs are fairly similar function-wise, so a lot of this stuff's going to be pretty similar to my previous video, which I'll leave a link to down below also. So the whole video is going to be fairly similar to that. There's just a few feature differences on these, and everything on the HRXs is just a little bit bigger, a little bit better, a little bit more for the most part. So let's get started. So first we're going to talk about model numbers. There's 5 variations of the HRX 217s. So every model number is going to start with an HRX 217. After that, you'll see a K6. All that K6 means is this is the 6th generation of this mower. So like the old version of this was a K5. So you can kind of ignore that part too. Just like on the HRN, we're just going to focus on the last 3 digits. Now in the HRXs, they use 2 different drive systems or transmissions. 3 of them use a traditional belt drive. 2 of them have a hydrostatic transmission, or you'll just see Honda refer to those as the cruise control ones. All it really means for you, the consumer, is there's a good and a better transmission, and then there's going to be a few different control features for the operator because they've got some electric start options and things like that. Now in the belt drive version of these, just like on the HRNs, there's a VKA, which is the standard self-propelled one. There's a VYA, which is the same mower with the blade clutch on it. And there's a VLA, which is the same mower with an electric start. Then there's the 2 hydrostatic drive, or what Honda calls the cruise control models, which is an HYA and an HZA, which is the same as the HYA, but with the electric start on it also. I'll get to those other models. We're going to kind of start with the VKA because this is kind of the basic self-propelled version of this mower that everything else is kind of based off of. So I'm going to start here. So the HRXs use the Nexite deck, which has a limited lifetime warranty on it. It's unbelievably durable, won't rust. It's kind of why they use that on their premium mower. Should mention that they have a 5-year parts and labor warranty on the entire mower anyway. These have the GCV 200 motor on them, whereas they used to use the 190, or the old version of this, the K5 generation had the 190. They upped them 10 cc's here. I think this has been out 2 years now. They did get almost a full horsepower out of them, just like they did on the HRN when they upped that 10 cc's. Still an easy start, automatic choke, self-priming, so these things start phenomenal. Good rule of thumb is if they're starting hard on you, check your air filter. Hondas are a little temperamental when it comes to getting air, so otherwise typically they start great. 4 individual height adjusters. I know some people complain about that, hate that because they think it's super inconvenient. Sorry, but if you're changing the height on your mower more than twice a year, you're doing something wrong, and they kind of stick with that because it's the most foolproof way to do it. Now they got 7 cut height positions, 3/4 inch, all the way up to 4 inch, 9 inch ball bearing wheels, front and back, so pretty large wheel actually. Now just like the HRN, these are a dual blade, a little bit different blade than what they use on the HRN, but you can see there's a lower blade there that's got kind of the big tail on it that creates all the lift, moves all the air. Top blade kind of does all the chopping and mulches everything up a little more while it's recirculating under there. So these things mulch better than anything you're going to find on the market. They still bag extremely well too. It's a 2.5 bushel bag, which is huge. I think that's bigger than anything else offered on a walk-behind mower on the market right now. We're going to talk about the clip director here. Honda calls this a 4-in-1 or a Versamo. Similar to that HRN where they call that a 3-in-1. What you can do here, and Honda kind of color codes everything, so wherever you see a green knob on them like this, that's where you're adjusting from like bag to mulch. So this one's set to bag right now, and just like in that HRN, there's a built-in doorway in the tail end back here. of the mower. So right now that door is wide open because this is set to bag. So if I pull this knob back, swing it over here to mulch, now that door would be closed off and mulching. Now the reason they call it a 4-in-1 is you can bag, you can mulch. I always use spring as an example with my customers. If it's in the spring and it rains like crazy and the yard gets away from you, you can do kind of a in-between setting where if you just want to bag a little bit of it, you can, or if you just need some clippings for the garden, anything like that. And then their fourth option they're referring to is if you leave this set over here to bag, but you actually take the bag off and let this door down, it'll rear discharge and it'll just drop it right out this deflector back here. Here you can kind of see that door in action. So right now it's set at bag. All the way over here it's closed off to mulch. And then you can do anywhere in between. There's about 10 different positions you can lock it into. So if you just want to bag a little bit of it, you can too. There's always the creepiest noises when I'm here alone. I gotta go check the shop. Now you can see this has those same quarter turn knobs on it like the HRN does for the handlebars. So these here, if you just turn this a quarter turn on each side, you can see down here, there's 3 different positions you can lock those handlebars in for height, for personal comfort, or you can flip the whole thing over just like that HRN. They're nice and shallow. They'll fit under a tonneau cover on a pickup. You can roll it under your workbench, at least with the bag off anyway. Now the handheld control on this is quite a bit different than the HRN. Like I said, internally this one functions basically the same. It's more or less the same transmission, but this has what they call their select drive. So you can actually turn this and dial it to wherever your comfortable walking speed is. And then all I have to do is hold this paddle in, and that'll regulate my speed, however fast or slow I want it to go. Now I do tell everyone brand new, these things are pretty quick until the belts and everything kind of get broke in and loosened up a little bit. Honestly, I think most people usually are running them somewhere around here initially until everything kind of loosens up, and then you can crank it up a little bit more. So this is the VKA. Now we had talked about the VYA, so this is the exact same handheld control and everything, but the VYA is the blade clutch. Remember I mentioned Honda always kind of color codes their stuff. Whenever you see a yellow button or control anywhere on them, that's the blade clutch, or what Honda calls their roto stop. Only difference in this one being, whenever I have to step away from the mower to empty a bag or move something out of my way, it doesn't stall the engine every time. It just shuts the blades off when I let go of the handlebar. And when I come back and I'm ready to start mowing again, I push this button in, and at the same time pull this lever in, and my blades are going again and I'm mowing away. And like I said, when you let go of it, it just kills the blades. It doesn't shut the whole engine off every time. So this one's about $100 more than the VKA. So is the VLA. So you lose that blade clutch, but you've got an electric start. Now I got pretty lucky. I literally have one of these on hand right now and one of the HZAs. That is literally all I got for electric starts in my store. I don't know why they sent me a couple, but that was it. And I sold 2 of them right away. So same deal here. You lose the blade clutch, you gain the electric start. It's $100 more than the VKA. Now we're going to move to the hydrostatic drives, or the cruise controls they call it. Again, Honda color code and stuff. Whenever you see this little orange knob or this little orange shift lever on these, this is the hydrostatic transmission one. So you literally just shift it faster or slower to control how fast or slow you want to go. And then the handheld control part of it's a little bit different. All of the hydrostatic ones, you see, still yellow button, still have a blade clutch on them. So this one, I push this button in, push my lever in, my blades are going now. And then your rear lever here, bear with me, I'm trying to do all this one-handed. That's your self-propel lever. Like I said, you can just shift it. You can even shift it on the fly, faster, slower, wherever your comfortable walking speed happens to be. But same deal. So like when I let go of the handlebar on this one and I got to go empty a bag or something, blade shut off, engine stays running for me. I don't have to restart it every time. This is the most popular mower we sell. Numbers get a little bit skewed because of box stores, and no judgment here, but typically the box store customer is going to buy the little bit cheaper one. The box stores and nationwide Honda total volume, they sell more VKAs than anything. But the guy that's looking for the absolute best of the best typically comes to a servicing dealer like my store, and they come and buy this one. So I sell more of the hydros than anything. And then they make the HZA, which is this guy right here. Same exact thing as the one I just showed you, just has electric start with it too. So this one jumps about $100 over the HYA also. So that's the HYA and the HZA. So the operator part of them is just a little bit different. All right, I'm gonna take this short break and I'll be right back with you. All right, and I'm back. So like Ed mentioned earlier, the HRX versus the HRN, everything's just a little bit bigger, a little bit better. Like I said, they're fairly similar. Cut quality is going to be pretty similar on them. The HRN really competes with almost everything else on the market, whereas I always say that the HRX blows it all out of the water. The HRX really is the nicest walk-behind lawnmower on the market right now, and it really isn't close. But here's the thing, we're going to talk pricing. The HRX starts at around $700 for the VKA. And if you remember, I mentioned the VLA and the VYA are about $100 more, so they're going to be pushing $800. When you get into the hydrostatic ones, like the HYA and the HZA, the HYA is nearly $900. The HZA is almost $1,000. And in our store, we sell more HYAs than anything else. Like I mentioned earlier, that's not necessarily true nationwide. The box store customers tend to buy, again, this is still not a cheap mower, but a little bit cheaper mower at the box stores. The guys buying the premium $900 mower is going to come typically to a dealer like me. So nationwide, Honda as a company sells more VKAs than anything else. My store, we sell more HYAs than every other model combined. But it's a $900 lawnmower. That's not for everyone. So using myself and my yard as an example, it only takes me about 25-30 minutes to mow my lawn. My ancient HRR works perfectly fine, keeps running. I don't need a $900 lawnmower. But if you're the person buying for quality and you buy the premium products, then the HRX is absolutely the mower you should own. Like I said, it's hands down the best mower on the market, and there really isn't anything that even sniffs the ballpark of it. So if that's what you've been hunting for, go buy one, and buy one from your local dealer. Especially if they've got them on hand. I know that's always the toughest part right now is getting product. Like I'd mentioned, I was fortunate enough doing this video. We got 2 of the HZAs in just the other day, Thursday, and 2 of the VLAs in, and I've already sold 1 of each of those, so I literally had 1 of each to show you guys for this video, so I was pretty fortunate in that sense. But it's still really hard to get product, and there's just never any good communication on if or when more product's coming. So we literally found out we were getting those the day they showed up. But this is where I'm going to leave you guys. I really do hope you guys found this helpful. I really appreciate you checking out my video today. I'm going to ask you, as always, leave me some comments, leave me your questions, anything of that nature. Hit the subscribe button for me, hit the like button if you feel so inclined, and until next time, I'll see you.